Hi all, it's Kimberly. Welcome back. I have some channeled messages for you that have been coming through ever since the meditation last night, and even before that, just I think with this new full moon and eclipse energy coming in, it's very almost like unsettling right now. So if any of you feel wonky, or you feel wobbly, or you feel scared, or you feel just give it a few days, because what they're showing me is like we're going to assimilate to this energy. Is very powerful what's coming in for us right now. So kind of just ride the wave. There's some big messages coming in, but I feel like I channeled that whole meditation last night. So if you missed it, you can watch the replay on YouTube if you haven't already. Even if you don't want to like lay down and do the meditation, you might want to just hear the words that came through, because they were really like telling me to focus on you as the individual and your twin as the individual, and how everything that we've been releasing and everything that we are going to release during this period is is pretty much like showing the universe that we are standing on solid ground with ourselves, meaning like we're in our power center, we're getting into our power center, we're learning how to surrender through the alignment of self. So surrender, I know a lot of you get confused about surrender, but surrendering in this process is a matter of lining up with trust, and you can't be in a state of trust and in a state of fear at the same time, as I say often, and I'm sure you guys have heard me say. So in order to maintain alignment and to stay in a state of trust and actually achieve surrender, it's really not about telling yourself not to be afraid. Whenever we tell ourselves not to do something, you introduce more resistance, right? So it's more about understanding where the fear comes from and then making the shift into love, trust, alignment, self-focus, so that we can hear the higher messages, the higher calling, and we can make decisions from a place of like open-heartedness, trust, and love, instead of making decisions from fear or feeling confused in our mental state and not hearing those higher messages, which are often blocked when we are coming from a state of fear. Does that make sense? So surrender is found in that alignment. Okay, that's when we'll be able to release those attachments, because attachment is nothing more than fear. We stay connected to our twin flames in the 3D in an unnecessary way, because we think, or we fear, that if we release those ways that we're gripping on, whether that be through control or through, needing the outcome, or expecting, or waiting, or whatever that is, watching the ticking clock, we expect that, or we feel that that's our security line, right? Like doing that thing, like watching it, waiting for it, thinking about it, hoping for it, like trying to control it, manipulate it, whatever you're doing to stay attached, is actually in reality keeping you in separation longer. And the reason why is because you're staying outside of your own wholeness. You're apart from yourself when you do that. So that means you're still in the forgotten aspects of self, meaning like you're forgetting your divinity. Your connection to your divinity is always in that alignment. It's always in that state of trust. And so when we separate from ourselves and we are in this fear programming, which comes from so many aspects, our wounding, the abandonment wounds, all the different wounds that we experience as a child, and traumas, and then that gets reinforced through our experiences throughout our life, right? As we carry those wounds forward, subconsciously or consciously. And we also experience the fear, or the fear is programmed within us via societal programming, ancestral imbalances, ancestral karma, ancestral or familial programming, and there's some past life karma that we bring in as well. So there's all different sources of the root fear, but it's in there, and it's not it's not really that difficult to pinpoint it. It's just that most teachers and most philosophies don't have you, let's say, what I always say is like scrape the bottom of the barrel to find it. And it's with the alignment, it's with the scraping and the getting to the root, understanding it on multiple levels, because it's never just going to be one thing. A lot of times the past life karma that we bring in, that karma is unresolved issues, right? Those are it's unresolved. It's here to be on repeat. That's why you come back to Earth School, so that you can learn the lesson or clear up that karma, and so that your soul can evolve. So you're going to re-experience it. And we do re-experience our karmic things that we bring in from past lives. We often experience that in our childhood. We'll recreate it in our childhood. So those are connected. There's also a connection between, or an overlap, let's say, between like the ancestral programming and ancestral imbalances, and some of maybe the belief systems that your family has had that got passed down to you or that you inherited. And that may overlap with your wounding, and that may overlap with societal pressures and societal programming. And so if you're not understanding where things are rooted, you can't really have the aha moments to bring the awareness forth and practice the alignment. And awareness is 80-90% of it. And it just is. I used to say to my soul coach, I would say, but okay, so we discovered that. Okay, that's where that comes from. Like that, but how am I going to heal? I don't get it. And he would say, Kimberly, it's just the awareness. You're just going to bring the awareness forth. And what I've found in my own practice, working with thousands of people on this journey and thousands of twin flames, is that it's more than just the awareness. Because what happens is you have 80% of that awareness. You have the full awareness. You take that. That's 80% of your healing. The other 20% is rediscovering yourself, reconnecting with that alignment. And then you're able to take that awareness and put it into motion and reprogram. And that's how we bring 100% of ourselves forward. And that's what we're talking about in terms of wholeness. It's that integration. It's the integration of the dark into the light, and bringing that forward, stepping into our full potential, being an awesome manifester, super attractor, all those terms that we hear. That's really attainable when we are integrated, right? So if you guys want the tools for this, we explore this in my intensive programs. I have one coming up in April, and I hold these like twice a year. This is, I think, the 5th one that I've held. They get better and better each time, but they are very progressive. You can read the testimonials on my website from people who have taken them in the past. I have a whole bunch more of those testimonials if you want me to email them to you. I can connect you with people who have taken the program in the past. Everyone says it's well worth the investment of time and money. And in terms of the monetary investment, it's really inexpensive. It's pretty much the cost of 4 coaching sessions, and essentially you get way more than that. You get access to all my online courses. You get me as a daily coach, daily emails. You get weekly private coaching sessions with me. You get weekly group calls, and you do get a certificate of completion at the end. But I think more than that is you will make huge strides on your ascension journey, and be very supported along the way in a method that works, right? And it's exactly the way I just described it to you. We clear blocks, we heal the root stuff, we help you come into alignment, which is the most empowering, which is the most fun, that self-discovery work. That's like, I mean, my students, my clients have so much fun doing that work. And then they go, whoa, I didn't know that the ascension journey was about this. Like, yeah, it's actually self-discovery. And you'll be ready to do that. A lot of times we skip steps because we don't understand where the root stuff comes from. And we start practicing the alignment, but then it doesn't stick, and then we get frustrated, and we're like, well, why can't I stay in surrender? Well, why can't I maintain this alignment? Why can't I always feel good? And we want you to get to that place where you are able to, move forward on your mission and feel good and joyous all the time and be a super manifester all the time. And that's really what this program sets you up for. And the transformation that you'll undergo in 4 weeks is miraculous. And in addition to that, you'll have the tools in your toolbox so when stuff comes up, you'll know exactly where to go and what to do to help yourself move through it. It's really quite miraculous. And I want you to know how much I believe in it and how much I know it works. So again, if you have questions, let me know. If not, and you're interested, please check it out on my website. I think what I'm going to do is going to ask you to give this. I'm going to split the payments. So it's really affordable. You'll just split the payments. We'll do one at the end of February, one at the end of March. The program starts April 1st and it goes for, I think, the 28 days, which is the 4 weeks in April. I also feel like I've been saying, March through April is really like this time where we're going to be, getting ready to manifest our all the work that we've been doing, all the focus that we've been, anything that we've been nurturing. So if you're nurturing yourself and you're, removing hurdles at this time and clearing the blocks, like, you're going to set yourself up. So in May, you're going to have like amazing synchronicities. You're going to be manifesting like crazy. And come those July eclipses, I really feel like we're all going to be in a different sort of world reality in terms of it being quite sunny and bright and a lot of what we've been dreaming of coming true. And that goes for everybody, whether you take this course or not. But so I keep them small because I do work with you individually. I have to block time in my schedule each week in addition to my normal clients. So I keep them small. So usually I limit it to between 10 and 15 participants. We'll see how this one goes. I think springtime is a fun time to be doing this work, and the weather will just be kind of warming up, at least in the northern hemisphere, and it's usually a really good time to do this work. So if you guys are interested, take a look at it. It's on spiritualmaterialgirl.com. Just click on sessions and workshops, and you can click on the intensive program. I think it's way at the bottom. It's the last thing on there, the program. I also just packaged up coaching sessions. So if you want to work in a coaching capacity, I packaged that up into a 4-session package, a little bit more affordable. You could spread those 4 sessions out over 8 weeks and do every other if you'd like. And that seems to work. My clients like doing that protocol because it gives them time to digest in between the sessions, right? And so every other week is usually a good cadence. Take a look at that. So more of the channeled messages. So as I said, like that meditation last night, it really came through that, we're being asked to, this is why I just went on that rant about, coming into our individual selves and becoming whole and learning what that alignment is and surrendering, because we're being asked to allow the other person to just do what they need to do, be who they need to be, and be right where they are at. And we're being asked to be right where we are at, but we are being asked to propel ourselves forward, to step into our fullest potential. And, we shared light with other twins in the meditation, and that was powerful in itself. To feel the magnitude of camaraderie, of sisterhood, brotherhood on this journey, and to know that you're not alone, to feel that energy, to know that you're supported by all the other stories and all, everyone else's journey, and that no 2 journeys are alike, but that at the root of it, they're all alike, right? So even though you each have your own unique, beautiful story in this whole process, filled with pain and joy and ups and downs, you are held together in this group of light workers and empaths and beautiful souls by the commonality. You're linked by the commonality of this journey. And what you are being called to do is to 100% help to raise consciousness. This is why you are here, and you have identified with these labels, and you have, and it's not a bad thing, okay? As long as you're not attached to the label, but you've come into a community, you've come into this. Feel thankful for it, right? They want us to feel thankful for it. You are part of a movement. You are leading others. You are leading consciousness. You are leading humanity. So as many of you who I hear sometimes comment on the YouTube channel and you go, oh, I hate my twin, or I just want to be off this journey, or whatever that is, it's like, step back, zoom out. This is so much bigger than just about you and your twin and romantic love. There's so much more here on this journey. It's about connecting with other soul family. It's about serving others, and it's about your personal evolution and healing. And everything that goes on is a mirror reflection with you and your twin is a reflection of you and your healing. So I also love receiving the comments where you're just kind of cussing out your twins or judging them, and it's really a mirror reflection for whatever it is that is still needing to be or calling to be healed within you. So make sure that you take a moment to step back and zoom out and say, okay, I'm grateful for this journey. And so many people make that transition. You start out loathing it. I don't want to be doing this. Or maybe you just immerse yourself in all the learning, and then you crash and burn and you go, well, why isn't anything changing? And there's a lot of different stages along this journey. There's a stage that you'll go through where you don't want to be affiliated with the words twin flame. There's a stage that you go through where you think your twin flame isn't really your twin flame. There's a stage that you go through where you might really realize that your twin flame isn't your real twin flame. But it doesn't matter. Like, none of that matters. You're here for a reason. You've come into this community for a reason. And everything that you have been learning via the connection that brought you here, whether that's twin flame or not, doesn't really matter. Because it's what you came here for was to help raise consciousness, and that connection is real. It's real. No matter what your twin flame is doing or this person is doing, even if it's a karmic partner that you're in connection with, it's connection. And no one's telling you that you're not in connection, because when you're in connection, that's when you have telepathy and you have signs and you can feel the person and you can feel the uniqueness of their, what I called last night, of their essence, right? Their unique essence, the light that they're emitting and vibrating. You can feel it no matter what their behaviors are in the 3D, no matter what their shit is or their stuff is that they bring in karmically through their wounding, whatever it is. And it's the same thing that your divine partners or your twin flames or even your karmics, the reason why you're in connection, there's that thing that draws you back to one another, is because they can feel your unique light too. And there is a oneness to that light. And there is a purpose why you've come together at this time, in this point in our evolution on Earth, to help uplift humanity. And everything that you do and learn about yourself, and ways that you channel or transmute your pain, the ways that you help others, you get on your mission, that is all what this is for. And so some of you, I think when I did point out last night that I have been receiving the message that about 30-40% of collective twin flames right now are not with their divine partners. So it means you've stepped forth as a twin flame, you've had a catalyst or a connection, a true connection that has sparked this journey for you. And you're about to meet your divine partner for many of you as you come into this work, as you actually find the alignment, as you actually navigate the ascension journey the way that it's meant to be navigated, which is for you to come into your wholeness. And the other 60-70% have the opportunity to come into romantic, divine partnership type union with their twin flames. But again, it requires the same thing, that being an individual, being a whole individual, being healed to the point that you're able to align with yourself in a surrendered way, where you can hold space for the other person, but you don't need to be with them, right? You are, you pioneer your own mission, okay? Even if you see the potential of, serving a joint mission with your twin, you pioneer it. You may be pioneering the healing in your connection, but it is felt by the other. What you do doesn't go unfelt. It is reverberating to that person that you're in connection with, as well as it's rippling through the universe. It's not just uplifting that person, but it's uplifting many, the work that you do on yourself. So when you say, oh, what's this all for? I don't see any changes on the 3D. Well, you have no idea how many people you are affecting. And your twin flame is going to be on their own trajectory, on their own timeline, and learning things in a more different or unique way than you. And I've spoken about this before, but those of you who haven't heard or maybe need to hear it again, the way they show it to me is with the divine feminine, who is the majority of like these, let's say, more awakened, twin flames, or those who are actively navigating their ascension at this time, who've come to this community and are doing the learning or taking the intensive programs or watching the readings or whatever you're doing. And so you're taking most of you, a more conscious approach to your healing. Some of you have stepped it up, and this is where there's big rewards coming for you this year. And I'm talking about stepping it up, meaning getting rid of the toxic relationships, releasing, attachments, releasing dependencies, releasing codependency, getting into your self-sufficiency, stepping into your knowing, stepping into your power, that alignment. Like, that's big rewards are coming for you guys. Some of you are still working on doing this, and that's like who I feel like I'm speaking to about this intensive program. Like, I can help get you there. And it's important that you do the work. We have such a unique opportunity at this time, I shouldn't say unique, but a heightened opportunity at this time to manifest our dreams. And it's not like if you don't do it this spring or summer, like it's just going to pass you by. I mean, we're going into higher and higher and higher level energies. But the thing is, like, you want to up level with the energy so you can, capitalize on it, right? You want to capitalize on that energy. It's there for the taking. And so with the feminine, getting back to that, who represent the majority of the more awakened, not all, some is the masculine, but let's just say like that the pioneers tend to be the feminine, the torch holders. It's not that the masculine isn't aware of the connection, but feminine, as you do these things that make these major forward strides, like it does propel that soul that you're in connection with. It does propel them. It does propel everyone on the planet. You're leading the way. You're leading. And it's very conscious leadership. It's very much like the work you do on yourself, and you can give back, and you're very aware. Some of you are too aware, because when you're too aware, then you're like, oh, now let me analyze my twin so I can try to fix him, and oh, this is what he needs to do. So, but for as long as you're going, this is what he needs to do, this is what he needs to do, or this is what she needs to do, that's still that you're holding yourself in separation. And when you're in separation, you're looking at the other like it's on them, or that you're feeling separate from them. That is not a reflection of your wholeness, of your oneness. And so when you come into this alignment, into this wholeness, into this oneness, you won't really feel that anymore, right? But again, that more awakened twin has a higher level of actively navigating this journey, doing the learning, the studying, the healing, probably the more metaphysical one, probably the one that's more entrenched in the spiritual, philosophical type concepts or metaphysical concepts. Whereas the other twin, who we call, what do they call it? The sleeper twin. The one who is maybe just coming into this, or whose soul is just waking up or starting to wake up, they have in their own right their own gifts, right, as connected to intuition, knowing. You all see that, right? You can see that potential even if it's not fully tapped. But they've signed up to learn and progress in a different way. One is you're the torch holder, so you pioneer, and so you, as you up level and align, you're kind of tugging them along, but it's not like a tugboat, you know, you're not towing the line. You're not supposed to be towing the line for anyone, because then it weighs you down and it feels like a struggle. And for them, they get a free ride, and then you end up resentful, right? So that's not. But when I say like you're pioneering and you are kind of tugging them along, I'm talking about energetically. It's like your light, the light, as you project your light out and you keep moving towards your wholeness, your higher self's calling and purpose and mission, and clearing your blocks and becoming more whole and aligned. That's what the line of connection is. Light. It's just simply light from your torch. That's what's pulling or tugging the person or propelling them up, lifting them up, getting them up to the next level. But they're going to do that on their own time. And they're also going to learn a lot via karmic lessons, much more than you did, because you've learned your karmic lessons throughout your life. So you came here to read the books and absorb the information and put it all together and do the self-work and be, whereas it's not going to look exactly the same for your counterpart. And that's something that you have to allow for and accept. And that you also must understand that they may come into the same brilliant level of connection, understanding, where they're able to open the books with you or watch the videos with you and just so get it. But the way that you two both arrive there and the timing is not going to be the same. So to expect it to be the same is just an unrealistic, faulty expectation, faulty concept. And for as long as you're wondering, well, when are they going to catch up? For when you're attached. So just release the attachment. Keep doing you. You shining your light as an individual is so important. It's like the most important piece of this journey. So you have to ask yourself, what is dimming my light? Is it my attachments to things? Is it my expectations with the twin? Is it my own fears blocking myself? What is that? And begin to clear that out of the way, which many of you have, which is so exciting. And now you're going to be moving forward in a much more rapid way. This year means, this year could equate to, what you would do in maybe, 10 years, just in 1 year. And it's because so many blocks are moving out of the way. We have and as you come into your power, you have the connection with your divinity, where you can trust and take the intuitive guidance, act on the inspired, move with inspired action, and take the inner wisdom and the guidance that you're receiving from around you, and from your spirit guides, from signs, synchronicities. And if you are really in alignment, you're really listening to it, you can anchor your 5D timelines right into reality. Okay, and so it's important to know that you're in such a heightened time on this planet. It's like, don't let this opportunity pass you by. It doesn't mean you have to race or you have to push yourself to be further along than you're at. But I think many of you with the right tools can really make advancement this year in the way that you're wanting to. Not just in a way that we don't want you to compare yourself to others, because everyone's going to be, we need different waves of twin flames. We need different, people stepping forth at different times, right? To pioneer the collective. And then And so, like, just trust in that your timing is just perfect, right? Like, whatever you're stepping up to do, or whatever path you're stumbling onto, it's like, it's just perfect, okay? So they're telling me to pull some of the Wisdom of the Oracle cards. I don't know why, but they're showing me that I have to pull a few of these. There's something that they want to show us or reiterate. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle these a bit. So I have my Meet the Spirit Guides meditation up on, Meet Your Spirit Guide Team meditation up on my website. Just, you can click on that, and if you want it, you can just send me an email. It's really great. If you've never met your spirit guide team, talk about listening to your inner guidance or knowing where your signs and synchronicities come from, or how your spirit team is guiding you. This is a way that you can get to know your team, develop a language with them, and really that's going to really help you become an awesome manifestor. Trust in what you're receiving, and really learn how to translate it a little bit better. So that you don't doubt it, so that you don't sit on information or guidance that you're receiving, or go into the fear programming as much, where you can just kind of receive it and trust it. We want you to get to that place. So it's an in-depth meditation, so like a 45-minute meditation. You meet the five members of your spirit guide team, and that's your unique team. And the roles, we each have 5 main spirit guides, and their roles are sort of marked, right? And so I teach you in the course, what their roles are, what they mean for your life. But then you go in through the meditation and you meet them individually. And you find out how they communicate with you, and what signs they're sending you, and what songs they're sending you, and how long they've been with you, and why they're helping you, and what their purpose is, and what their language is with you. And it's so insightful, okay? We all have more than just our 5 main guides, but these 5 main guides, they're your team. They're around you all the time. They're backing you up. They're helping to keep you safe. They're sending you the right information. They're helping you see this video right now if it's resonating for you. They brought you here. Your doctor teacher guide brought you here. Your master guide may have brought you here. So yeah, this is great. Everyone should do it. I really love these, being able to share it now, because when I first did it, it was a profound experience for me. So here we have By the Book. And so this is an 11 card, if you guys can see. And this is really about, breaking away from the way things have been done. This is a lot of what's happening on the world stage, and it's happening, as we shift paradigms. It's some of you claiming more of your spiritual, metaphysical sides of yourself. Leaving things where you feel like you've been stuck, or you're supposed to stay in that marriage, or supposed to stay in that job, or do it the way your parents told you, or do it the way society told you to do it. And this is actually leading you into what it feels like a whole new tribe. So it's needing to break away, shift the paradigms, break away from how it's been done, is how we're finding each other, and also how you're finding your own truth. And I feel very much like this is definitely resonating for a lot of the masculine on the planet. So at this time, there's this sort of, I've been saying that there is a sort of like a dawning of awareness that, I don't really need to be in this, job that's making me miserable, or I can create my own destiny. I don't need to stay stuck just to please others, or because society tells me I'm part of this, that I need to follow the leader and do as I'm supposed to. I can pioneer a new way. I can be more innovative. And this is a reminder for those of you who are innovating now to, how you message out to the masses, and how you message out to your audience and your clients and your students and your people and your tribe is important. People are going to be very receptive to new ways of thinking. Okay, you're going to find over the next few months and right now and in months to come, new information circulating about how we can be more healthy, how we can be more, standing in our truth, living in our truth, more free, finding our freedom personally. And it's going to be told through many different people in many different ways, but these people, and some of which will be you, will be inspiring others and helping them see that they no longer have to stay with the pack the way it's been done, right? So in that, I feel like is also attributed to some of the shakiness that we feel, and a little bit of this energy is definitely forcing us to leave some things behind, like the way that we've been told that we need to do it. There's a lot of stuff going on. They keep showing me with the government and lots of shifts, and it feels shaky, but it's leading. There's good things that are going to come from it. They're showing me around March 14th. Something big's going to happen on the world stage. Okay, so March 14th, something big is happening, but it feels like forward strides on the world stage. Okay. So we have soulmate. And so I feel like this is a confirmation of what I was talking about, how we are teaming up with our divine partners. This also is interesting because this is a 41 card, and 41 simplifies to 5, which is about transformation. And I feel like it's our personal transformation that's helping us, evolution, helping us become whole individuals so that we can partner up with our divine, partners, beloveds. And I do feel like this is something that we're going to see more and more softness, more heart to heart. I was driving today and received a whole download about heart to heart, and that was part of that meditation last night. If you haven't watch it or listen to it. And twins opening more up from their heart space. And then I poured a cup of tea this morning. If you guys saw my social media on Instagram or Facebook, you can go at Spiritual Material Girl. I posted a little pic of my Yogi Tea label, and it said, I'll read it to you so I don't butcher it. The quote said, and it was very simple, and it was the same message that we're talking about, but it said, let your heart speak to others' hearts. And I felt like they were saying, let your heart speak to your twin flame's heart. And we can do that, especially in the 5D. This whole thing that we do, playing out the 3D, the needs, the wants, the expecting, the bad behaviors, the hurting one another, the pain, you all know what the connection is with your beloveds at a higher level. And none of that is present. None of that muck, yuck, pain, strife is present. It's just pure love. So when you begin communicating more in the 5D with your beloved, that's where you're going to find a massive opening, and even that might start to set the stage for these reunions and unions. Really spend some time each day going into the 5D with your twin, whether that's with your eyes open, driving down the road, or walking in the sunshine, or whether that's eyes closed and more of a guided meditation, whatever you're doing. You want to spend time together, opening up the connection, because the more we focus on the 3D, the more we're focusing on the fear, the attachment, the what's not there, the lack of, the what we want, the expectations. And it's not opening up, each individual's heart chakra. It's not opening up the line of communication. It's not magnetizing the twins together. Instead, it's repelling them. It's blocking it. It's creating more resistance. And it's holding the separations longer, and you're holding you apart longer. So spend more time in the 5D, and I feel like that's another message here with this 4-1 is about this spending more time in the 5D. And if you have, you know, pretty much discovered like, okay, I wasn't with my real twin flame, I feel like someone's coming in for me, then imagine about that person. You don't have to imagine specifically, but just the feeling of it. They're talking to you too. They're trying to find you. They're coming to you. They're not trying to find you. They're coming to you. It's happening. So start receiving that. You might think, oh, that's crazy. This is someone I haven't even met yet, but I'm telling you, they're speaking to you now. Okay. And then we're going to just split the deck one more time and choose one more card. So we're being shown fork in the road. And this is a 1-3, 13 card. Okay. And, you know, I feel like 4 or 5, and this is like 4th density consciousness. This is also, remember I said something's going to happen on the world stage March 14th. So we might be seeing, I'll have to check into the astrology at that time, but we might be seeing some things around mid-March that are going to shift things as well. But these are about decisions that oh, look at that cut on my thumb still. It's a split from the, from being dry. So it's about, you know, making the decisions that you need to make between now and I feel like March time frame. It's leaving some things. It's, you know, still there's many of you doing this. We're making some decisions. And the light, the illumination, the information that you receive during the eclipse period is very, very important to help you make these decisions. There might be risks that you're taking. It might be a gamble, but I feel like you're gambling on your higher self, and that's a good gamble. That's a good bet, is what they're saying. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with those messages. If anyone wants to reach out, work 101, you can do that on the website on spiritualmaterialgirl.com. Don't forget to check out the intensive program, some of you. I love you guys. I hope this was helpful for you. I'll see you all soon, all right? Okay. Mwah. Bye.